so many ways. The Pacific pulls us in to roam its hidden alleyways, shift our perspectives, breathe history, taste local flavors, and savor every moment. Let yourself be moved. Savor every moment. Let yourself be moved.
Welcome back, Victoria. Woo. This is the Eves of Destruction, Capital City Chaos. And if you are like me and have lost track of where and when we are, it's Friday, April 3rd. Still. This is our third game of the tournament. The Eves of Destruction acknowledge and thank the Kosapsum Esquimalt Nation and the Songhees Nation, along with the Tsuk Pachidat, for allowing us to play the sport we love and host our events on their traditional territory. We, as guests, recognize this territory as unceded and honor the ongoing relationship with the land and stewardship of the Lekwungen-speaking people. We are honored to live on this land and are working toward reconciliation, decolonization, and building relationships in our communities. A few local organizations you can support are Victoria Native Friendship Center, Raven Trust for Environmental Justice, and ComChem Coastal Connections Indigenous Harm Reduction and Health Services. My name is Regrettal. You're probably getting used to hearing my voice, but I have a special treat for you now. I'm joined by Scott Chicken.
I don't know if I'm a treat, but I am a different voice, so maybe that's a treat. Hey, let's meet the Eves of Destruction Envy, shall we? That is the expected and correct response. Number 007, Tuffy, 1166, the Wife of Wrath. Number 14, Kitty Catapult, 21, Charlie Hearst. 27, Honey Crueler. Number 4, Terminate Her. 452, The Frenzy. 501, Panic. 555, Chaos. 604, Trish Trash. 654, Goose. Number 7, Chango. 705, Violet Criminal. 73, Tombstone. Number 78, Jerry Can. 89, Lank the Tank. And number 19, Gravity Assist. Envy is coached by Rolando Furioso and Mint.
And back on the track for the second time today, we are joined by Saskatoon Mindfox. Number 0, official mascot. 10, Slaying Mantis. 138, Cutie Sly. 15, No Elbows. 19, Reign of Terror. 2, Armadillo. 247, Mishbehaven. 27, Carmen Dragon. 37, Sunny Death Position. 474, Hellwoods. 48, Potato Masher. 517, Freddie Hercury. 69, Terrorizer. 747, Hot Rod. 87, Kitty Creamer. 89, Pippi Longstompings. Your bench coaches, GoldenEye and Pterodactyl.
Also want to thank our officials for this game in skates and wearing stripes. Scary Beat Jesus, Noah Fallon, PH Demon, S-No, Otter Mayhem, Bobby Flair, Outrageous, and Adam Smasher.
And officiating with no wheels on their feet, Pushy Galore, Bazooka Langley, Left on Red, V-Rex, Slam It Janet, Koala Mella, Phil Hollywood, Carmen Dragon, and Screw Lucy.
I'm exhausted and the game hasn't even started.
We've got a minute on the clock and some eager skaters.
That was a well-timed whistle. right at the 0. That takes years of dedication.
Or at least weeks.
Or paying attention to the clock, either one. All right, leading things off, Charlie Hurst jamming for Envy, Carmen Dragon with the star for Mindfox. And Carmen Dragon out first, lead jammer. The Mindfox of Saskatoon. As Charlie Hurst clears the pack. Carmen Dragon engaged, bump to the infield, calls off the jam. 2 quick points.
The Eves of Destruction wish to thank all of the outstanding sponsors that fund the gameplay you enjoy. As we tell you more about them tonight, consider if you too would like to help keep us rolling through 2026. Contact us at eodsponsorship@gmail.com.
Slaying Mantis set to jam against Honey Crueler. And Honey Crueler pushing and bumps through the middle, gets past RIP to grab lead jammer. The Slaying Mantis also free of the pack as the pack speeds up a bit down the back stretch. Honey Crueler bumped in, 1 to beat, dodges past number 138 QT Sly, calls off the jam. And a full 4 for the Envy.
The Eves of Destruction are fortunate enough to enjoy the services of Parkway Physio. Reduce pain, improve mobility, and get back to what you love.
Kitty Catapult jamming for Eves of Destruction, official mascot for Saskatoon. Kitty Catapult pushing to the front, bumping left and right, and cuts to the inside. Wins lead jammer, getting to get pointed at by PH Demon. His official mascot clears. Kitty Catapult captured by the pivot and blocker and stopped short by Terralizer. Calling off the jam with 2.
The Zone at 91.3. You may have won your way to the game today. The Zone is a proud sponsor of the Eves of Destruction, a radio station made for you by real people here in Victoria.
Eves starting off 1 shy in the pack. As Terminate Her sits in the penalty box. Panic, jamming against Reign of Terror. And Reign of Terror through quickly. Lead jammer, Mindfox. Panic able to dip through as well, and oh, Reign of Terror going on the inside, hip to the center. Calls off the jam with 2. That'll take Mindfox to 4, EOD Envy 7.
Get amongst the games tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the Roll a Skater bocce game. Grab your ticket to partake at the Hardcore's craft table, or stick around to watch the fun for free.
Carmen Dragon back out to jam for the Mindfox up against Goose. It's the pack slow and holding solid, but Goose finally pushing towards the front. Carmen Dragon trying the inside, but closed down. No pack called as Mindfox dropping back to bridge, and Goose bumped to the infield. Rolled back by Pippi Long stompings, and then recaptured. As Carmen Dragon looking for anything on either side, but no room through the Eves defense. Finally, Carmen Dragon breaks through with about 1:11 left in the jam by the time lead jammer assessed. Goose, meanwhile, still held up at the back. And called for the cut track. Could be long stoppings with the bump out and the roll back. First jammer penalty of the game. And a power jam for Carmen Dragon and Mindfox. Still on the initial scoring pass. Carmen Dragon looking, bumping left to right. Cuts to the end, but bump to the infield. And finally calls off the jam. Did get all 4 points, however.
In a world filled with mass-produced stuff, connect with what you consume with Driftwood Brewery. Visit their bar and patio nearby on Viewfield Road or on site here tonight.
That 4-point jam does give us a lead change now. Mindfox up 8-7 with Slaying Mantis with the star on the power start. Mantis bumped to the infield. Rolling left and right, and again shouldered into the in as Goose out of the penalty box. Driving straight up on QT slide, a forearm penalty called. As Goose held and finally out. Picking up lead jammer out of the penalty box is Slaying Mantis. Continuing to fight through the Eves defense, but Eves solid job of knocking out just as Slaying Mantis thinks they're free. Goose now in on the scoring pass. Tiptoes the inside line, but bumped to the infield. Trying the outside, same result. QT Sly out of the penalty box, slips in, grabs the star. So our first star pass of the game. If you're scoring in the stands, that would be number 138 now, your jammer. No pack called. Goose is released. 4 points as QT Sly completes the initial pass. And Goose calls off the jam. A 4-0 run, EOD Envy 11, Mindfox 8.
Our amazing crew of dedicated officials is one of the Eves of Destruction's biggest assets. From non-skating officials to on-skates officials, they make it possible for us all to enjoy the sport we love so much. Speak to any official or EOD member to find out how you too could be a part of this crew.
I would like you two to be part of any crew because I think Bono would make a great timer. Charlie Hurst jamming against official mascot out first, lead jammer Mindfox. Charlie Hurst looking on the outside. Ooh, no elbows with the shoulder check, but Charlie able to stay in bounds and complete the initial. Official mascot held up at the back of the pack, or at the front of the pack rather. A full tripod. Finally calls off the jam. And I see points for both sides. A 4-3 jam steal for Eves of Destruction, now 15-11.
A big EOD thank you to our tireless photographers, Ultraviolet of Cherry Bomb Photography, Paige DeWolf of Creative Miscellany, and Adam Nye Shoots.
Reign of Terror jamming for Mindfox. Honey Crueler, though, for the Eves is your lead jammer. Honey Crueler on the scoring pass, digs to the inside, bumps out, and is knocked to the infield. Now back on, getting some assistance on the offense from Trish Trash. Trish has to back off to bridge out. And Honey Crueler stays in bounds and picks up points. Meanwhile, Reina Terra has passed the star off to 138 QT Sly. Jam is called with one more point. Coming up for the Eves now, 20-11.
Empire Donuts, a whole lot of love. All donuts are made by hand, from scratch, with quality ingredients.
Kitty Catapult jamming against Carmen Dragon. And Kitty Catapult quickly up the outside, lead jammer. Eves of Destruction Envy. Carmen Dragon 2 to beat at the front, but Kitty Catapult sneaking on the inside. Picks up the 4 points as a penalty called, sending Carmen Dragon to the penalty box. So power jam and 4 more for Kitty Catapult. As the Eves working a little passive-aggressive squeeze offense. Third pass complete, 12 on the board. Mindfox moving back to meet Kitty Catapult and able to stop and bump out of bounds. As Pippi Longstompings taking a one-on-one angle. Kitty Catapult calls off the jam just as Carmen Dragon was released. And that 12-point run takes us to 32, Envy, Mindfox 11.
Another 4 points at the end of that jam, indicated by our jam ref, brings that score up. Mindfox 11, Envy 36.
Panic jamming against Slaying Mantis. Panic! Outside lane for the Panic attack, lead jammer Eves. Slaying Mantis also able to clear, but Panic goes airborne! Jumps the line, calls off the jam. That was a beautiful 4-point run.
Hazel's Ice Cream, a family dream of ice cream. Visit their bite cart for local handmade ice cream bars.
"17 minutes to go in the first period. Goose jamming against Official Mascot. Official Mascot rudely dropped to the midfield, and that lets Goose sneak around the outside to grab lead jammer. 4 straight lead jam calls for the Eves Envy. As Official Mascot clears the pack, and Goose drags the foot out of bounds. Cut track called. Lead earned and lost. Our first 2-minute jam of the game. And a cut track being called on Tuffy as well. So 1 blocker shy in the pack for Envy. His Official Mascot held by the pack. Now the offensive swing coming from the Mindfox. Oh, Official Mascot thought that was a lane, but the wife of Wrath says no, out of bounds with you. This time, Official Mascot able to sneak around the outside for 4. Goose back out of the penalty box. 40 seconds of jam time left. As Tuffy also released from the penalty box, trying to break things up at the front, but Mindfox, great job of locking things down. Rollback coming from Mish behaving. And no pack called. Goose finally clears through, picking up the forced points of the jam for Envy. Jam comes to a close. Official mascot only getting 3 on that second pass.
2 minutes of gameplay in that jam for only 4 and 7 points. Those blockers worked hard the whole time.
That was a lot of defense.
Managed to clear the penalty box while they were at it. We're going to start with the full contingent of skaters going into jam number 12.
Charlie Hurst jamming against Reign of Terror. And Charlie Hurst out first, lead jammer, Eves of Destruction. Reign of Terror almost through, but bumped out to the inside, then steps out on the outside, but no run back, so no penalty. Charlie Hurst grabs the points, calls off the jam.
Thank you to Roller Girl for sponsoring the Capital City Chaos Tournament MVP prizes. You can vote for the tournament MVP using the QR codes posted throughout the arena.
Finally, the stars have aligned, and we have 27 versus 27 on the jammer line. Honey Kruller for Envy, Carmen Dragon for Mindfox. And surprise, surprise, number 27 is lead jammer. Honey Kruller out first. Carmen Dragon almost clear, but not quite. Honey Kruller slaloming through, but Mindfox able to roll forward. As Mishbehaven picking up a penalty and heading to the box. Honey Kruller, 4 points up. Calls off the jam. Before Carmen Dragon could get back to the pack.
Drop into Influence Board Shop for Victoria's best selection of skateboards and gear. As a team timeout being called by Mindfox.
Out of the timeout, ready to roll. Kitty Catapult with the star for Envy. Slaying Mantis for the Mindfox. Slaying Mantis quick to the front, but, sorry, Kitty Catapult quick to the front, but the Mindfox defense holding. It's a 2-wall at the front. QT Sly holding on and with RIP, but have to let go. Lead jammer Kitty Catapult and a quick star pass. QT Sly taking the star for the 3rd time this evening. Kitty Catapult grabs points, calls off the jam.
Get your 50-50 tickets now. The draw will be during the halftime of the last game of the day. You could leave richer than you arrived. I see friends waving the bucket in the air. That's where to pay and win.
Panic Attack jamming for the Eves, official mascot for Saskatoon. And official mascot sidesteps out the front, breaking a lengthy string of lead jammers for the Envy. Panic Attack looking to the outside, is almost clear, but hit out of bounds by 87 Kitty Creamer. As official mascot sliding through quickly. Eves of Destruction starting with 2 blockers on the track, now getting a little relief. Is Trish Trosh out. Only 3 on that pass with the no impact, no penalty. And 4 points up for Panic. Official mascot second pass through, a clean 4. Sorry, make that the third pass. So 11-4 takes us to 60-29. Envy in the lead.
Proudly Canadian, Cloverdale Paint delivers high-performance paints, coatings, and color systems. That's Cloverdale Paint.
Charlie Hurst jamming for Eves of Destruction, but Reign of Terror for the Saskatoon Mindfox is through first and lead jammer. Oh, Charlie Hurst trying to jump the inside, but a hip was there. And that lands you out of bounds. As Reign of Terror back on the scoring run. Almost through, but bumped out of bounds. Lank the tank with the rollback. As Charlie Hurst completes the initial pass. And Reign of Terror calls off the jam. Picking up all 4.
Thank you to the St. John ambulance attendants on site all weekend, keeping us safe.
Honey Cruller jamming against Carmen Dragon. And Honey Cruller out first, lead jammer. Carmen Dragon held up mid-pack and a back block called on 247 Mishmi Haven from Saskatoon. As Honey Cruller is through with the first points of the jam. Carmen Dragon locked down. No elbows trying to break things free, but finally, Carmen Dragon able to sneak through on the inside to complete the initial. Honey Cruller bumped around, calls off the jam. Picking up 3 on the second pass for a total of 7. Takes the Envy to 67, Mindfox 33.
Visit Fated Hearts Bookstore in our vendor village. We have an official timeout.
Ooh. Ooh, I think we are seeing a late penalty on Honey Cruller. Looks like there was a cut track assessed right at the end of that jam. So a 30-second power start for official mascot. Official mascot finds room on the outside, grabs lead jammer. As the Saskatoon Mindfox now with the 1 skater advantage in the pack. Swinging forward as official mascot arrives at the pack, but Envy able to hold on, but official mascot is through with 4 points. as the power jam comes to a close. Honey Kruller out of the box and back engaged. Official mascot looking left, right now, trying the middle, but nothing there. No pack called and bumped out. Official mascot's like, I'm fine in the middle. I'm just going to call off the jam.
Greater Victoria Sport Tourism Commission, fueled by the support of over 50 business members and municipalities, is dedicated to enhancing the region's sporting event landscape.
Reign of Terror jamming against Kitty Catapult. Kitty Catapult pushing at the front. And illegal contact called on Pippi Longstompings. And that lets Kitty Catapult out the front. Pushing far enough, they gotta let you go. Ankle hop for 4 points as Reign of Terror finally clears the pack. 4-on-2 pack advantage now for the Eves of Destruction. As no elbows. Trying to get free. Nothing doing. (75-41) with 5:44 to go in the first period.
Laugh it up at the Heckler's Bar and Grill after party when the games end on Sunday.
Panic Attack jamming against Carmen Dragon. Panic almost on the inside, but that foot dragging out of bounds, has to run it all the way back. Panic bumping to the inside now, to be out, held up by RIP, caught by QT Sly, but able to spin through. And that is your lead jammer, Panic Attack. Carmen Dragon held at the back of the pack, passes off to QT Sly. Panic Attack through with 4. QT Sly clears the pack. Panic Attack accelerates, cuts towards the inside, bumped, and rolls out on the outside, calls off the jam. A 2-point run on the second pass for 6 total.
Parkway Physio. Reduce pain, improve mobility, and get back to what you love with Parkway Physio. This is an official timeout.
While we have a little track cleanup, I'm going to retroactively credit our Star Pass sponsors for the 4 Star Passes that we've had. We'd like to thank Driftwood Brewery, Hotel Zed, Empire Donuts, and Influence Board Shop for their sponsorship of the tournament and the Eves of Destruction. All right, back to it with Goose set to jam against Slaying Mantis. Penalty box currently empty, which of course means it will change very soon. Slaying Mantis pushing towards the front as the Eves waterfalling, and a beautiful hip check from the Frenzy. But Slaying Mantis is able to get free, and illegal contact called on Goose. So power jam for Mindfox and Slaying Mantis. He's maintaining 3 at the front as Chan Go trying to push to get back to the pack. Saskatoon holding on. Slaying Mantis getting a bit of a pull through and towards the pack by Terralizer. Calls off the jam with all 4 points. That'll give us 81-45 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the half. Charlie Hurst jamming against official mascot. Official mascot jumping around the Eves, but the Eves able to jump around and back to the front. This is where the music should drop in a little House of Pain, but what are you going to do? Charlie Hurst recycled back. Official mascot pushing in the middle, but just trapped by the scrum of Eves of Destruction Envy, who've conveniently trapped Sunny Death position in the middle for a bit, and finally Charlie Hurst is clear with lead jammer. Official mascot still trapped towards the front. Charlie Hurst forced out of bounds. Now a roll back from Sunny Death position. Official mascot able to finally break free to complete the initial. Charlie Hurst calls off the jam. Only grabbing 2.
In a world filled with mass-produced stuff, connect with what you consume with Driftwood Brewery. Visit their bar and patio nearby on Viewfield Road or on site tonight.
Honey Krula jamming against Reign of Terror. Oh, Reign of Terror forced out of bounds by Chan Go, and Honey Krula right up the middle and through for lead jammer. Got a Cloverdale Paint Star pass now as No Elbows takes the star for Saskatoon Mindfox. Honey Krula trapped at the back. Tripod holding steady as the Envy defense locked up front, trying to keep No Elbows free. And Honey Krula able to get through, picks up 4 points. And the bench says keep on going. Beautiful late hit by the Frenzy to slow No Elbows down. No Elbows does finally emerge. But 3 more points at the end of the game.
That takes us into halftime. You guys have 10 minutes to visit our vendors, our beverage garden. Find what you want in the next 10 minutes.
right, back for the second half. Eves of Destruction Envy against Saskatoon Roller Derby League's Mindfox. 90-45, your halftime score. And away we go with Honey Cruller jamming against Carmen Dragon. Once again, the battle of 2 sevens, and Honey Cruller is through first lead jammer as Carmen Dragon forced out of bounds and then dragged back. Honey Cruller with a weave through the pack. And a quick star pass by the Mindfox QT Sly, number 138. Your jammer of record. Honey Cruller dodges to the inside, now pushing through the inside and breaks clear. Calls off the jam with 4 points.
Thank you to Roller Girl for sponsoring the Capital City Chaos Tournament MVP. You can vote for the tournament MVP using the QR codes posted throughout the arena.
Slaying Mantis jamming against Kitty Catapult. Both teams at full strength. The Slaying Mantis pushing towards the front. Kitty Catapult finds room on the inside. A beautiful sprint up the line, keeping the feet in bounds for lead jammer. The Slaying Mantis forced to the infield, and Kitty Catapult again keeps those toes in bounds and picks up 4. Kitty Catapult ducks through, collides with their own teammate, and keeps up and going as the second star pass of the half. The Driftwood Brewery star pass to number 14, Pippi Long Stompings.
Mindfox using a star pass for the second jam in a row here in the second half. They also were strong using that star pass in the first half, using that 5 times in comparison with the Envy not using it at all.
Charlie Hurst wearing the star for the Eves of Destruction Envy, official mascot, jamming for Mindfox. Mindfox 1 skater advantage in the pack, but that's no problem for Charlie Hurst. Finds room, clears the pack, lead jammer for Envy. Official mascot pushing at the front, 2 to beat. Gets an offensive assist from QT Sly to finally clear the pack. It's Charlie Hurst, room on the outside, picks up the 4, calls off the jam. That'll take Envy to 110, Mindfox 45.
Empire Donuts. A whole lot of love. All donuts are made by hand, from scratch, with quality ingredients.
Goose jamming against Reign of Terror. As jam number 4 starts, and Reign of Terror, first lead jammer of the half for Mindfox. Goose soundly dropped to the outside. Goose ripping up the inside edge, finally clears, star in hand. Now pops the star back on the back stretch as Reign of Terror clears the pack, checks at the bench, grabs the 4 points and keeps on going. Reign of Terror slowed. Bump finds room on the outside edge and breaks through with 4. Goose looking to the inside. Slowed down, held, and then forced out of bounds by No Elbows, who almost went down, but was caught by a teammate. Back slows to a crawl in the backstretch. Chaos on the rollback, pulling Reign of Terror back to the end of turn 2. Penalty called on Chaos as Goose finally completes the first scoring pass with 4 points. Reign of Terror rolls through, grabs 4 more, calls off the jam. A 12-4 run takes the Mindfox to 53, Envy 114.
Get your 50-50 tickets now. The draw will be during the halftime of the last game. You could leave richer. My mic went off, but you could be richer. Look for Lou with the bucket.
Who doesn't want to be richer? I mean, really. Honey Crueler jamming against Carmen Dragon. As they use the destruction with 2 players in the penalty box. Carmen Dragon pushes the 2 remaining out the front. And Chan Go heading to the penalty box. Getting there just in time. And now it's a 4-on-1 pack. Honey Crueler forced to the infield. Carmen Dragon through with 4 points. Carmen Dragon slices through again. Second scoring pass complete. Now 4-on-3 in the pack. As Honey Crueler rolling on the outside. Destruction of the pack penalty called on Sunny Disposition, who apologized to us all for the penalty. I like that. Carmen Dragon bumped out of bounds. As Honey Crueler finally completes the initial pass. Another pack destruction going to Chan Go. So we're back to even in the pack, 3-on-3. Carmen Dragon calls the jam off. But Honey Crueler, tried to grab points but did not.
Drop into Influence Board Shop for Victoria's best selection of skateboards and gear. That is a team timeout being called by Envy.
It's back-to-back 12-point jams for Mindfox. 24-4-point swing. Now they are sitting at 69 points. Envy 114, 22-21 to go in the game. Kitty Catapult set to jam against official mascot. Kitty Catapult trying the inside edge twice and bounced out both times. Official mascot held at the front almost and is clear. Managing to dance that line to emerge as lead jammer. Kitty Catapult sliding left to right. They're dropped to the ground now, still pushing on the inside. Bump to the out. Official mascot sneaks through the middle. Picks up 4 points. Star pass complete by the Eves. That's their first star pass of the game. Tombstone, now your jammer of record. Official mascot calls off the jam. Tombstone grabbing 2 points. 3 points for official mascot.
Drop into the Influence Board Shop for Victoria's best selection of skateboards and gear.
So the first points scored by a pivot in the game. Charlie Hurst now jamming against Slaying Mantis. Slaying Mantis pushing at the front, getting some assistance from Potato Masher. As Charlie Hurst, holds on at the outside edge, grabs lead jammer. Slaying Mantis forced to the infield and rolled back by the front, by the Frenzy. Again bumped out, Wife and Wrath on the back of that pullback, and 4 points up for Charlie Hurst. Slaying Mantis passes the star off to QT Sly. And Charlie Hurst says that's enough of that, calls off the jam. An 8-0 run now, 124-76.
Proudly Canadian, Cloverdale Paint delivers high-performance paints, coatings, and color systems. That's Cloverdale Paint.
Panic Attack jamming for the Eves of Destruction Envy. Carmen Dragon with the star for Saskatoon's Mindfox. And Carmen Dragon finding room on the inside. His Panic Attack bump to the outfield and hops over the corner. Completes the initial pass. Carmen Dragon stuck in the middle of the pack as the Eves holding tight, and Panic able to sneak around the outside, pick up 4. Carmen Dragon taps the hips to call off the jam, but a 4-2 jam steal for Envy. 18.5 to go, 128-76.
Thank you to tournament sponsor Airbnb. We have an official timeout.
Official review, no less.
That's right. Our head official will give us the results of that official review from the center trap.
I will catch up again on missed Star Pass sponsors because I keep forgetting to look at the list. Thanks to Hotel Zed, Empire Donuts, and Influence Board Shop, without whom those Star Passes would not have happened. Or would not have been paid for. I don't know. Is there bonuses involved? Probably not.
Official review by Saskatoon. They're asking for a cut track call on the Purple Jammer. After conferring with the officials, the apex jump by the purple jammer was legal. No call will stand.
Honey Kruller jamming against Reign of Terror. As jam number 9 gets going. The Mindfox have used their official review for the game. Reign of Terror trying to find room at the front as Honey Kruller dumped to the outside. QT Sly with the rollback. And it's Terror almost free, but Wife of Wrath did a great job with the catch. And finally have to let it go. Reign of Terror lead jammer. Honey Kruller also clear. Reign of Terror slides to the outside, bumped out by the Frenzy. Honey Kruller almost through, but Hot Rod says, I beat my hip. And end that run. Reign of Terror trapped at the front. The Frenzy teaming up with the Wife of Wrath. As the pack stretches and stretches, and finally Reign of Terror is free. With 4 points, but a minute and 40 into the jam. Reign of Terror, nice hop through. And the Wife of Wrath picking up a penalty on that run. And the jam comes to a close. The 3-4 jam now, 131 Envy, 82 Mindfox with just under 16 minutes to go.
Thanks to Roll Focus for making our tournament stream incredible.
A little quick official timeout to make sure they captured those extra 4 points. 86-131. Kitty Catapult jamming against official mascot. And Kitty Catapult keeps the feet in bounds and grabs lead jammer. Fish also through the pack. As what had been a 4-on-3 advantage for Mindfox becomes a 3-on-3 tie. Kitty Catapult takes the shoulder check, calls off the jam, a 4-0 run. Goose jamming against Slaying Mantis. As Goose pushing towards the front. Eve's getting some extra defense back as the Wife of Wrath released from the penalty box. And then heading straight back for the destruction call. Slaying Mantis around the outside. Caught up but able to avoid the hip check from Tuffy. As Goose held on by a rip. Slaying Mantis is lead jammer and is forced out of bounds. Rolls back to the pack. Slaying Mantis pushing at the front. Star pass complete for the Eves as the Wife of Wrath out of the penalty box grabs it on the way through. Four points up for Slaying Mantis as the Wife of Wrath now engaged on the scoring pass. Slowed and caught by Rip. Wife of Wrath now turning to defense, figuring, hey, why not that? And the pack comes to a screeching halt. Ooh, multiplayer block called on Sunday Death position from the Mindfox. As the jam is called off, 4 points for each jammer. 8-4 takes the Mindfox to 94, Envy 139.
Laugh it up at the Heckler's Bar and Grill after party when the games end on Sunday.
Charlie Hurst jamming against Carmen Dragon, and Charlie Hurst wide open lane on the inside, lead jammer for Envy. Carmen Dragon held up at the back of the pack as Charlie Hurst on the scoring run, going one-on-one with 247 Mishbehaven, and Mishbehaven picks up the out-of-play penalty. Charlie Hurst with the 4 points and continuing. Carmen Dragon finally has cleared the pack. Charlie Hurst swings the hips around, calls off the jam, and grabs the final 4. Official timeout called. Panic Attack set to jam against Reign of Terror. Reign of Terror forced out of bounds. Oh, Panic Attack forced out of bounds. Everybody's going out of bounds on the outside. It's the place to be. Panic says inside is the place to be and grabs a lead jammer. As Reign of Terror once again rolled back, and a wide open inside lane for Panic Attack to grab 4 points. Reign of Terror trying the same lane, but it closes down, and now closing to the infield as well, and a star pass complete to QT Sly. As Panic picks up 4 more points, calls off the jam.
The Eves of Destruction wish to thank all of the outstanding sponsors that fund the gameplay you enjoy. As we tell you more about them tonight, consider if you too would like to help keep us rolling through 2026. Contact us at eodsponsorship@gmail.com. Team Timeout called by the Mindfox.
Kitty Catapult jamming against official mascot. Official mascot dumped to the infield. Kitty Catapult bounces off of Freddie Hercury and grabs lead jammer. Just under 10 minutes to go in our game. 155-94 Envy as Kitty Catapult dances through the pack to add 4 more to that score. Official mascot also cleared of the pack. And Kitty Catapult taps the hips. They call off the jam with 2 extra points.
Parkway Physio. Reduce pain, improve mobility, and get back to what you love with Parkway Physio.
Honey Crueler jamming against Slaying Mantis, and Honey Crueler able to sneak past QT Sly to grab lead jammer. Slaying Mantis tied up mid-pack. Honey Crueler forced out of bounds to the infield. Star pass complete to QT Sly, who gets recycled back and caught by the wife of Wrath. As Honey Crueler picks up 4 points. QT Sly almost clear, but forced out of bounds, and again a long rollback. That lets Honey Crueler add 4 more to the total. Honey Crueler, 3rd scoring pass done. QT Sly finally out to complete the initial. And Honey Crueler calling off the jam on the way to the ground. Did get all 4 before getting tripped up. So a 16-point jam now, 177-94. Eves of Destruction Envy with the lead and 7.5 to go in the game. Charlie Hurst jamming against Carmen Dragon, and Charlie Hurst, 5th lead in a row for the Eves. But Carmen Dragon out and giving chase. Everybody racing forward. And Charlie Hurst says, well, we're just going to keep people off the board. Tap the hips, call off the jam, a 0-0 tie. Goose and Reign of Terror on the jammer line. The rest of the pack at the pivot line. Jammers get a nice run up. Goose looking to the outside as Reign of Terror forced to the outside. Envy claiming the back of the pack. Reign of Terror able to sneak through and grab lead jammer. That breaks that 5 jam streak for the Eves of Destruction Envy. We've got a Cloverdale Paint star pass from Goose to Tuffy. As Tuffy pushing the pack forward. Mindfox dropping players off to Bridge, and illegal contact penalty going against one of the Mindfox blockers. As 4 points are up for Reign of Terror. Tuffy trying the outside edge, but forced out of bounds. Rainatera also going the outside range. Bumped out of bounds and backed up, might terminate her. Tuffy finally clears to pick up 4 points. And 4 more up for Rainatera. Oh, Tuffy getting around the hip check of Potato Masher, not quite able to close that door on the outside lane. Rainatera calls off the jam. And there we go. There are the 4 points. I'm like, there were more points on that pass, and there were.
The Zone at 91.3, proud sponsors of the Eves of Destruction. The Zone is a radio station made by you for real people here in Victoria.
Kitty Catapult jamming against official mascot. We are under 4 minutes to go in the game. 185-106. An official mascot, lead jammer, Saskatoon Mindfox. And Kitty Catapult also out and giving chase as the pack regrouping on the backstretch. Official mascot swings the inside, keeps the feet in bounds, picks up 4 points. Kitty Catapult also able to push through the middle to collect 4. Official mascot calls off the jam. A forearm penalty called on Chaos from Envy.
Get amongst the games this Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Roller Skater Bocce Game. Grab your ticket to partake at the Hardcore's Craft Table or stick around to watch the fun for free.
Panic Attack jamming against Slaying Mantis. Down under 3 minutes to go in the game. Oh, Panic Attack keeps their feet in bounds and grabs the lead jammer. Beautiful run up the inside edge. Slaying Mantis 2 to beat, also pushing on the inside. Foot goes out, realizes it and rolls back. As Chango holding on the inside lane there. Panic Attack tries to jump the infield, lands in the infield. Slaying Mantis 1 to beat, but bumped out by Wife of Wrath. Panic Attack forced out of bounds again. As QT Sly holding on at the front, or at the back. Now QT Sly awaiting the star pass and forced out of bounds. As Panic adds 4 more. Panic with the hop of the leg. Second pass complete. QT Sly, star in hand, but forced out of bounds. And Panic with a little hip whip. They are through for 4 more. That'll take Envy over the 200 mark. And a 4th pass done for Panic. Now 16 on the jam. I believe ties us for the highest scoring jam of the game. QT Sly held solidly at the back. As the Frenzy playing Penalize the Jammer. 3 more up to bring us a 19-point jam for Panic Attack. Now 2:08 to 111. Eves of Destruction Envy in the lead with 29 seconds to go in the game and a timeout call. Carmen Dragon jamming against Charlie Hurst. And Carmen Dragon out first, lead jammer, Mindfox. Charlie Hurst also finding room on the inside to complete the initial Carmen Dragon on the scoring pass. Charlie Hurst jumps the apex, lands it, but caught up for a moment before breaking free with 4 points. And Carmen Dragon calls off the jam, and that is our game. Your unofficial final score. Waiting on 3 more on this Mindfox. Your unofficial final score, Eves of Destruction Envy 212. Saskatoon Roller Derby League Mindfox 115. All right, come out to the rope for your free sweaty high five. Let's hear it for your winners, the Eves of Destruction Envy. And keep your hands out for our friends from Saskatoon Mindfox.
All right, you guys are gonna have to come and see me here at the announcer's dais for the MVP awards because the officials have taken away my microphone. Everybody is getting away from Bugsy as soon as your picture is done. All right, folks, I have your MVP prizes here at the announcer's dais. Mindfox, MVP blocker, 3-0 rep. There we are. MVP Mindfox, MVP Jammer, 0, official mascot. All right, Envy, MVP blocker, 452, the Frenzy. Envy, MVP Jammer, 1-4 Kitty Catapult.